Hey Dragonflies, it's time for another lesson with Mr. Madsen. Today we're going to start some lessons that I call second step lessons. And they're going to be lessons that are geared towards us thinking about our feelings and how to solve problems. It's kind of a continuation of the Kelso lessons that I did earlier. Let's take a look. So, in order to solve problems, we have to think like a detective, okay? And what do detectives look for? They look for clues, okay? But the kind of clues that we are looking for, again, this is problems that we have with our friends, maybe with our family, or people we don't even know. So the kinds of clues that we're going to look for are, we're going to look at people's faces to try to determine what's going on. We might look at their body language to see what they're saying with their bodies. They might be saying one thing with their words, but their bodies communicate something totally different. And we'll also look at their gestures, okay? And gestures are how you talk, what you do with your hands. Like, notice I'm putting my hands up right now to show gestures, okay? So, I've got a short video for you to watch. Let's take a look and we'll talk about it.
I'm gonna make another one. Man, this is boring.
More pies now. What kind of pie is that?
I think there's something wrong with my clay.
This is fun.
What are you guys making?
Yours looks better than mine.
Oh, cool.
Why does mine always fall over?
This is the best I've ever done.
Making a hat. What are you guys making?
Ryan, do you like my face?
Sure.
It's from my mom.
More pies now.
What are you making?
Nothing.
Emily, tell me about your project.
It's a flower vase. I'm going to give it to my mom for Mother's Day.
It has a wonderful shape. I'm sure she'll love it.
Thanks.
You're doing really well on your art projects now. I know how hard you've worked. It was really tough for you last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was pretty frustrated, but it's a lot more fun now.
What color glazes are you going to use?
Probably green and blue. They're my mom's favorite colors.
More pies.
That sounds like it'll be beautiful.
What are you guys making?
All right. So, remember, detectives look for clues, okay? And what they're saying with their words, how they look in their face, and do their words match with what their face looks like, okay? In that video, we saw Ryan and Emily. I mean, the whole class started out. Everyone's working with clay. And what we know about ourselves and others is that some of us are good at some things and some of us aren't so good at things. Some of us have practiced a lot and we've learned how to do things. Others of us maybe need more practice. But is everyone the same? No. Can everyone do everything in the same way? No. We all have to learn in different ways. And so we noticed that Emily's creation was this nice tall vase that she was making for her mom. She was doing what's called a coil pot. So she was making little ropes or snakes with the clay and then putting them along the top, and they were just adding and adding. Inside she would be smoothing it so it seals, but the outside just looks like rings of clay. Ryan was really struggling. I'm not sure what he was making, but he was really struggling. And when asked about it, he was kind of embarrassed. He did not want to say. Emily asked him, and he's like, I don't know. So when the teacher came up, did you notice that the teacher focused mainly on Emily and didn't seem to notice Ryan, even when he tried to get the teacher's attention? The teacher was talking specifically to Emily, and he was trying to communicate to Ryan, saying, last year, Emily struggled with clay. Ryan's struggling with clay. Okay, so he's indirectly trying to give a message to Ryan and saying how she really didn't like it, but then she's worked really hard and now she's able to make something that she's proud of. And so the teacher was trying to communicate to Ryan indirectly, saying, you know, sometimes we just have to continue to work really hard, and we're not going to get it right the very first time. Maybe the first several times we're not going to get it right. But eventually, if we keep working on it, you'll get there. Okay? The teacher was talking indirectly and really focusing on a term that I like to call as grit. Okay? So we also, in addition to what people are saying with their words and how do their faces look, we're trying to see how they feel. And we're also gauging how we feel. Okay? I think Ryan didn't feel like the teacher was giving him any attention, even though the teacher was trying to give him a message without pointing it out directly because he was worried about embarrassing Ryan. Ryan still wanted his teacher's support. So when we face a problem, it causes lots of feelings. We might be frustrated or mad. We might be sad or scared. We might be worried or embarrassed or nervous and even confused. I don't have confused up here, but even confused. The problems make us have all kinds of feelings. And remember, those feelings live in a certain part of our brain. Okay, remember there's 3 parts of the brain that we focus on. The prefrontal cortex, which is the first part, and it's the first part that we think about. The second is the amygdala, and the third, the hippocampus. So remember, the prefrontal cortex is the learning part of our brain. It's the part that helps us solve problems. It's the part that helps us to pay attention and make good choices. So it's the part we want in control because it's the logical part. It's the part that thinks through things. The amygdala, however, is the security guard. Remember, it's always looking for danger. And if it senses danger, it's going to tell us to either fight, take flight, freeze, faint, or flinch. Now remember, when the amygdala senses danger, it's going to say, you need to protect yourself. You need to fight. Or you need to take flight. You need to get out of here. This is dangerous. You need to freeze and be a statue, and maybe the danger won't see you. You need to faint. And fainting is like falling asleep. It's not very protective, if you know what I mean. If you fall asleep, you're just going to fall to the floor and you're going to hit your head. It's kind of like the worst of the 5 reactions the amygdala tells us. And the last one is flinch. And flinch is like this. It's something we do that causes us to look towards danger. So in this room where I am right now, if someone were to slam the door that's behind me, I would flinch and I would look at the door, okay? So the flinch reaction is drawing my attention to what might be dangerous. So the amygdala, even though it's good at trying to keep us safe, it's not good at solving problems. In fact, it usually makes the problems bigger instead of smaller. Our prefrontal cortex is the part that is best at solving problems. The last part of the brain is the hippocampus. Remember, this is the library. It saves everything. It keeps all of our memories, good or bad. It also keeps all of our habits, good habits or bad habits. It's where we store the memories of how we've solved problems in the past. Say we were successful in the past at solving a certain problem, we have more confidence in the future going into a similar problem. But if it's a brand new problem, we might be a little more hesitant as to what's the right thing to do. The prefrontal cortex relies on the hippocampus to help it gauge how to solve a problem. Okay, it goes back to those memories, those habits, and it really uses that to help us solve problems. So now I want you to watch another video, and this one's about some kids practicing for a play in their classroom. Let's take a look.
You leave your clothes all over the place.
I do not.
I can't go anywhere without tripping over something.
At least I changed my clothes. How many days have you worn that t-shirt?
Newsflash, sister, the rest of the family. I always mess up that line.
Stuart.
I know.
We're doing this play in front of the whole class tomorrow morning.
I know. What's my line?
Newsflash, sister. The rest of the family would like a chance to use the bathroom occasionally.
Newsflash, sister.
Okay, let's start again.
You leave your clothes all over the place.
I do not.
I can't go anywhere without tripping over something.
At least I changed my clothes. How many days have you worn that t-shirt?
Newsflash, sister. The rest of the family would like a chance to use the bathroom occasionally.
Oh yeah? I'm not the one who walks the phone all day. You are too. Uh-oh, the truth is out. Carter, leave us alone now. But you're always on the phone talking to your girlfriend. Carter, we're rehearsing my play. You need to leave.
Carter, buddy, tell us more about your sister. Who else does she talk to?
Her boyfriend. This isn't funny. Hi, Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Carter. Oh, Ronnie, you're so interesting. Carter, are you trying to ruin my play on purpose? Ugh, my head hurts, and my stomach feels like I swallowed a rock. Okay, calm down and think. You can do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's better. Now what should I do? I really want to rehearse my play with my friends, but I don't want to blow up at Carter. I could tell Mom. That's fair and safe. But this is something I'd like to handle on my own. I could yell at Carter and punch him, but that's not safe or fair, and he'd certainly feel mad, and I could get into big trouble, and it would probably make things worse. We could go rehearse at Stuart's house. It's a safe solution, and it might work. But I don't think it's fair, and we would lose rehearsal time. I have an idea. Carter, can I talk to you? Okay. Carter, we have to put on my play tomorrow in front of the whole class. We have a lot of work to do. We just can't have you interrupting our rehearsal. Are you trying to make me mad and interrupt our rehearsal on purpose? No, I wasn't trying to make you mad. I just thought you were playing around. I wanted to play too.
Okay, remember, detectives look for clues. What are people saying with their words? How do they look in their faces? Do their words match what they're saying? And how is the individual feeling, or how is everyone feeling? Okay, in this play, how are the characters feeling? We don't know the name of the girl, but Stuart is the boy actor. And they start out, it's pretty intense. It's hard to know that they're practicing for a play until he forgets his line. And then you get an understanding of, oh, this is what's going on. But the girl actor, she has a little brother that pokes his nose in. And he starts to get really silly and tease his sister in front of her friends. This causes a lot of feelings for her. Mainly, I think, embarrassment and anger, and you might agree. So she has a problem. She has to first, though, calm down, okay? And there's lots of ways to calm down. The best and the easiest is just to use our noses and our mouths. Okay, if you're feeling strong feelings, it's best to calm down before you act. So deep breathing is one of the easiest and best ways. It's in through your nose, hold for at least 3 to 5 seconds, and then out through your mouth. Okay, it's not really complicated. You might even close your eyes when you do it. If you're doing that deep breathing and you close your eyes, maybe you'll do some visualization. You'll think about a place that makes you feel calm. You'll think about a place that makes you feel safe. That's a great way to calm yourself down. You might have to walk away. Remember, that's one of those Kelso choices. So do that deep breathing and walk away from the situation, because you know, I'm just going to react if I stay in this situation. So it's best just to walk away and try to cool down. Counting to 10 is another idea, or to 100. It's another way to distract your brain, that amygdala reaction, that fight, flight, freeze, faint, flinch reaction. It's a great way to distract that so that your breathing can do what it needs to do and engage your prefrontal cortex so that you can solve the problem. Okay? Another idea is to do something physical, like toss a ball with a friend or a parent or an adult you trust, okay? Or take a walk. Those kinds of physical actions help distract our amygdala so that it doesn't feel like it's in danger and we can get back to feeling safe. Then our prefrontal cortex engages and we can solve the problem that's ahead of us better. But breathing, again, is one of the best things. And I like this picture of this dandelion. So you breathe in through your nose, you hold, and then as you blow out, picture that dandelion and the seeds blowing out. Those are dandelion seeds. And as those seeds float away, think about those being those angry, frustrated, embarrassed feelings floating away so that you can solve this problem. After you're calm, then you have to go through and think about solutions. Think of possible solutions. So list the possible solutions, okay? So our female character in our movie, The Play, she came up with 4 different solutions. The first one, she could go tell her mom. So basically just like, I'm gonna go get him in trouble because he's making me feel this way. That's possible, okay? She could just yell at him and make him feel really small, okay? I don't think he was doing it to be hurtful, to be honest. Little brothers just want to be included, right? And he was kind of being silly and he was getting some attention from her friends because of what he was saying. And when we get attention for something, we tend to do it more, okay? One other solution was that she and her friends could go to Stewart, who's the boy actor. They could go to his house and play. Just leave, like walk away, leave the situation, go to another game. They could go to a different place to practice their play. That's a possible solution. And the last one was to just talk it out with her brother. Just pull him aside separately, privately, and talk it out. So when you have these solutions, you think of the possible solutions, then you have to ask yourself, is it safe? How will it make others feel? Is it fair? And will it work? So the first one, telling mom, is that safe? Yeah. How would it make others feel? Her little brother might be embarrassed and maybe feel bad. Is it fair? That's a hard one because she is trying to practice her play and he's interrupting, so it doesn't feel fair to her. Will it work? Probably, but the outcome is that her brother would be hurt and their relationship might be damaged. Okay, so it's not number 1 on my list, okay? The next one is she could yell at him. Is that safe? Well, it depends on what yelling looks like, right? If yelling is really scary and harsh, that doesn't sound safe. How would it make others feel? Well, even though she might feel better because she got her anger out, her little brother's going to feel pretty bad. Is it fair? Well, it takes away from her practicing her play, and her little brother feels bad. And will it work? It probably would work, but I think it's, again, going to hurt her relationship with her little brother, like the first one. It would probably work, but it's going to hurt that relationship, okay? And I think, we want to try to salvage relationships as much as possible. The next one was go to Stuart's house, the boy actor's house, and practice the play. So leave, go to another game. Is that safe? Yes, that's safe. How would it make others feel? Well, the kids doing the play would feel better because they wouldn't be interrupted. But her little brother, who wants to be included and it looks like they're having fun and he wants to join in, he probably wouldn't feel so great because he would be by himself. Is it fair? Yeah, it's probably fair. Will it work? I think it would. Okay. The last one, talk it out with her little brother. So pull him aside privately and talk it out. Use an I message, like, it makes me feel angry and embarrassed when you talk about me in front of my friends, and I wish you would stop. Using a positive I statement, but letting her brother know, hey, what you're doing, you think is fun and funny, but it's not. It's actually hurting my feelings, and it's hurting our relationship. So, is that safe? Yeah. How would it make others feel? Well, it clues her brother in to what he's doing, even though it feels good to him. It doesn't feel good to his sister. And if he cares about his sister, he's going to feel bad and he's going to apologize, right? And stop. Is it fair? Yeah. Will it work? I think it would. I think that's the best solution of the four. Okay? So once you come up with a solution, you have to try it. Now, there's always a chance that the solution you choose doesn't work. Okay? So if it doesn't work, if the solution doesn't work, you have to try to find another solution. And you keep trying until you get the answer that you need. All right, dragonflies. I hope that this was helpful and that you'll have some better ideas of how to solve the problems that you face. It's not easy. It's not easy work. And I want you to know that there are adults who care about you that would like to try to help if you're really struggling. And it's okay to ask for help when trying to solve problems. It's okay to ask for help for anything, okay? But asking for help is a safe way and a mature way to try to solve a problem. So I've attached a Flipgrid activity for you to do in addition to this video, and I hope you have a great day.